When black people close their eyes, is it darker than when white people do it? So it turns out someone actually did do this experiment. https://speeddigitallibrary.org/journals/journal of biomedical optics/volume 16/06/06701/measuring predicting eyelid spectral transmittance 10.1117 1.3593151 full SSO equals 1. The conclusion was that skin pigmentation is poorly correlated with eyelid transmission. Eyelid transmission is most affected by wavelength-independent macromolecules in the eyelid as well as its overall thickness. In other words, darker eyelids would not block more light than lighter eyelids. And how much light passes through is dependent on other factors like the overall thickness of the eyelid. A caveat is that the sample size was only 27 people, so there could be confounding factors. Hypothetically, it's possible that increased levels of melanin does block more light, but people with lighter skin may have thicker eyelids, which may cause the results they see. Again, purely hypothetical. I'm not a mathematician, and the formulas make my brain hurt, and I only skimmed the paper, so I can't tell if that was something they controlled for in their analysis. I bet we could get some data on this from someone with the right type of vitiligo. As an albino, I'm shocked you guys can block out light when you close your eyes. Maybe OP can do an experiment using the darkest brown eyeshadow they can find. I don't see any information on this. I suspect the trick would be to find a sampling of black and white people. Shine a light at their closed eyes. Find the dimmest light they can see. Make the averages. And see if there's a difference. It's mostly the thickness of your eyes. But I do see it as plausible that darker skin pigment could block more light from passing through. Maybe at least on a tiny level. This is one of the best questions I've seen on this subreddit so far. At first I thought it was a stupid question, but you have a point. If melanin absorbs more light, then your question seems valid to me. But I'm sure the difference would be tiny. Like, imperceptible by a very large margin. I'd like to see an experiment where they shine light through skin cells with various degrees of melanin in them and see what they find. You might get a sample size in our vitiligo. If anyone might know, they would be the people to ask. It's such a thin flap of skin, I doubt it, but honestly I'm kinda interested to know. Man, you should have never asked that question. Now some college kid is gonna apply for a government grant to do a 5-year study on that very subject. Some things are better left alone. Yes, but by a very small, imperceptible amount. The only difference between the two is the melanation of their skin. And melanin absorbs light. More melanin means more light absorbed. Not all of this will be in the visible spectrum, but a lot of it will. Which is why black skin appears darker. More visible light is absorbed, so less reaches your eye. There might be a confounding factor of genetic predisposition toward better or worse eyesight in the different racial groups, or similar predisposition due to racial discrimination limiting healthcare access. However, I don't think this is relevant in this case, as I interpret your question to mean two identically sighted people, one black and one white. As someone with a dark complexion, this is an interesting question. I wonder if the level of darker-skinned versus lighter-skinned people see with eyes closed is actually present, while minuscule, like when some lighter-skinned folk have thin eyelids with veins. I assume they see mostly a reddish dark when they close their eyes. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking about it like when we shine a light through our nail or something and it's red. I've been browsing Reddit all week for this. I can go to bed now. Good night. Why have I never thought about this? This question made me laugh up. I like it. As a black person, this is actually a good question. Never thought of this LMAO. This is exactly what this sub was meant for. I can't exactly give a source considering I learned this in my college bio class. But it would be the same under certain circumstances. The skin on our eyelids is so thin that light can just penetrate. Given its strength, for the most part, there isn't a noticeable difference. The only difference would be like an extremely faint light. TDLR. It's practically the same. As a person who wears eyeshadow, I have never noticed a difference between my pale lids and my smoky black lids lol. Yes, some of us have midnight mode.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.